our next mission is the Loomgates. Craft Sev's fantabulous conduit patch. Leave the carapace from the towering arc in Glintwood Hollow. Sola has given me a design for a patch that can fix the Loomgate's leaking conduit. I've already gathered the metal to house it. Once I cleave the carapace from the Great Arc, Sola will have everything she needs to forge the seal. First, let's talk to Lane. What do they have to say?
This may sound fairly ridiculous, but the real draw of alchemy for me is how it grants me the ability to help people.
Oh?
Yes. I enjoy my little experiments, I'll admit. I enjoy synthesizing new and wonderful compounds. But mixing an unguent for the urchin girl by the canal with the flea bites on her legs? That was, I felt, a rather more responsible use of my allowance. Of course, the house would have looked down on that. The instruction not to mix with lower classes was implicit, but clear nonetheless. I even used alchemy to disguise myself so I wouldn't be recognized. I wore my hair in a stark white for a time, if you can imagine it.
Did you look silly?
Striking is the word I would use. My patients didn't mention it, and my apothecaries knew better than to make fun of their best customer. Alchemy is the science of change, and while I am happy to explore those changes both within and without myself, well, I think my natural color suits me fine for now.
Might change your mind. You never know.
Exactly.
Yep, that just lets us know Lane is a good person. Comes from a rich family that doesn't care for the poor. As Lane stated, they were helping out the poor and their family didn't like it. You know, their family shunned them. Sola, you have some talk for me?
Well pleased with the Reforge. There's another option too. We can enhance your gear.
Not the same thing?
No. Enhancing uses more of the same materials from the original construction. I use them to add a bit more protection to your armor, reinforce your blades and such. Worth doing if you have extra materials. I'll be able to do more as we build my smithy's set of tools back up.
Okay. Can craft this. Well, we can't craft that yet, but we can craft the armor we just got. We ain't gotta worry about that. Going to make sure no one has any new talk. We're going to apparently climb on top of Arva. Pet Arva. And then head on out. Every time you come back to base, your potions refill. So if you don't have any, don't worry too much. Also, they do despawn. I was gonna say they don't despawn items in the overworld. It takes a long time. They will despawn, even though I was about to say don't worry, they don't despawn. Still just a fraction of the swing. Also, as far as I know, there's no stealthing. Nothing has taught me stealthing. I've pressed all the buttons. So, if you're thinking, oh, I'll just stealth up behind enemies, can't. And that should also be noted, you cannot stealth because of what you're about to see next. Oh, I'm out of stamina. And if you use up all of your stamina, it does take longer to come back. So try to not use it all up. I always end up using it all up. That's what kind of upset me a lot. Like, all the things that made me upset were all things about me as a player. So. And that's why I restarted the playthrough, to give the game another shot, another chance. No. They'll forget my existence in a bit. Yeah, the enemies will also follow you for a long time. You can outrun those, like basic enemies, so you'll be fine.
You're coming up on the Ark of the Stricken Earth. With a stronger sword, hopefully the carapace will come off easy.
Okay.
This might take a while.
You'll need to swing harder to cut through armor that thick.
Yeah, you ain't having that.
What's happening?
Retrieving the carapace is going to be trickier than we thought.
It's like Ocarina of Time. The Iron Knuckle wants its weapon.
Is she really ready to fight that thing?
I can hear you. Okay.
Catch your breath. When you're ready, you can climb the Ark to attack it from different angles.
So if you've ever played Shadow of the Colossus, this is basically the same premise.
Hit the exposed skin with everything you've got.
Because this
Magic isn't coursing through that patch of skin anymore. Move on.
Because this is a tutorial, this thing is way easier. Fighting these guys after this, a bit harder. But you do cripple them, so be aware of that. So he will now be slightly slower because I've crippled both of his bottom feet. Gotta hold on. It's gonna use all of my stamina, so hold on. I gotta get off. Ow. Okay. So if you don't chop these red things, or not the red things, the round things, they will tell you to chop them. But this is what I was saying. So you can only really stealth if you're already on the creature. If you're on the ground, it's like it knows exactly where you're at. So. And And I'm intentionally not doing these thighs because I'm trying to get... Like, it's a very strategic thing. You want to take care of certain body parts. To limit what you have to deal with. So if you want to slow a creature, obviously you got to take out the legs. Out of stamina, and you can't build stamina when you're climbing, so I have to either get off or climb all the way up. Back is done. Stomach and back are separate entities. No, grab me. No, come on. All of your armor off. No. So different ones have different points, but the ones that you encounter for the first time are a bit different.
You are unstoppable, Brynn. I was worried we might lose our chance to get the carapace. You secured it.
Any concerns about using the Archon strand, Dom?
Concerns? None. Excitement? Considerable. We should be able to weave that strand into your mantle, Brynn.
So the first time you kill, you get the strand for free. And I didn't know that when I went to kill a second one, that you got it for free, because they kind of don't explain it to you that well. But strands are also, they're what you need to get your magic. Let's go open this chest and then we'll head back home to finish this mission off. But my issue was, because I didn't realize you had to kill them in certain ways, I kept killing them and not getting strands. And I will tell you, they're somewhat hard, somewhat difficult. They're not too difficult if you're just trying to kill them. If you just want to kill these big creatures, it's not too big of a challenge. But if you want to claim the creatures, it's a challenge. And I'm trying not to give a spoiler, so I won't say anything. But there's a certain thing. I've killed 4 of them and have in my other playthrough and still haven't gotten a strand from it. Because it's kind of easy to kill. It's hard to keep it alive. So, we gotta go to Sola. And we have to craft The Fabulous Conduit. A patch to seal the broken pipe in the hopes of restoring power to the Loomgate. Because this is just a patch thing, don't spend your good resources on this. Spend the basic iron.
Perfect.
You think this patch will fix the leaking pipe?
Yes. And with the debris cleared, why don't you tell Aria we've got everything we need to fix the Loomgate?
Me?
Acting or otherwise, major communication should come from the point.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right. So we are good to go. Oh, Dom is. I don't remember if I already said that. Dom's thing is a different mission. It has nothing to do with this mission. Loomgates.
The patch is ready, and I've cleared the debris at the Loomgate in Glintwood Hollow.
Excellent work, Brynn. Time for you to take a well-earned rest while the band heads into the Hollow.
You sure you don't need me to come?
We've got this, and you need the break.
All right, if you say so.
Resting, so basically resting allows you to move day to night or night to day. It's good if there's bad weather conditions, which we haven't learned about yet, but we kind of already heard about. Or if you need to hunt a specific creature, it's good. So as you look, now I have an epic hunt to kill more stricken earth giants. So if you need a specific hunt, then you have to sleep till the next day. I think it's till the next day, because I remember I slept until night, and it was still the same creature. I think you have to wait 24 hours to get
Sola seems pretty pleased with the upgrades to her forge. I think she might want to thank you, Brynn.
That's a little delayed. We already did that. Yeah, you'll need to sleep 24 hours if you want to get a new hunt target.
Aurea, how's it going?
Brynn, you're awake. We're making progress over here. Careful with that.
Hey, no one came back to camp, did they? Is the rest of the band still with you?
And the leak is just about fixed.
Hey, wait, I just want to talk. That was incredible.
Hey, couldn't have done it without you.
Actually, we couldn't have done it without Sev. I didn't expect you to have such a deft hand with magical conduits.
I'm not... I mean... We just got lucky it held.
Not to distract from the victory, but something happened while you were gone. I saw something. Well, someone.
A Hearthsider?
Maybe. The figure was masked and standing at the edge of the camp. I think they were watching me. Before they disappeared.
How friendly.
If there are people still left in the Enclave, we need to find them. They can tell us what happened here.
Yes. I was just thinking we should chase down the scary masked figure that likes to watch Brynn sleep.
Okay, this was the one that I learned that your decisions affect the people around you. So I said, I'm with Sev originally. I think we should proceed with caution. Dom asked why I sided with Sev. But I agreed with Dom that we should meet the survivors and talk to them. But I also believed we should proceed with caution. But this is one of those instances where what it says there is not what your character says. So I'm not choosing that option again. Because yes, I agree with proceeding with caution, but it's not what it actually says to... Or it says like something about... I don't remember. Not wanting to... But it was not... They didn't want to talk to the people. They didn't want to engage with the mysterious people. And I think we should approach with kindness first, but cautious and ready to defend ourselves, and not treating the people that are spying on us like they're a threat or like they're evil when we don't know yet. And that's basically what this option does. So I'm gonna side with Dom, because I also want to see if Sev has a unique thing that Sev will say.
Since we arrived, we've been speculating about what may have happened after the surge. But no one here knows the truth. Only Hearthsiders could tell us that. I think the truth is worth the risk that they may be hostile.
You're right. We won't find answers standing here.
Friendly or hostile, if there are Hearthsiders, we need to find them.
Agreed.
And the good news is, fixing the Loomgate didn't just give us easier access to Glintwood, it expanded our scry's reach.
So scries are somehow connected to the Enclave's tapestry?
Every scry was built here.
This means you not only have access to the Loomgate, but you can safely explore further.
Incidentally, our maps indicate that there is a village beyond the Hollow in a large swathe of wetlands known as Dredger's Mire.
Perhaps we'll find our Hearthsiders there. Brynn, why don't you brief with Lane before your next expedition?
Sounds good.
After that, it's time to use the Loomgate.
Why didn't you guys return using it yourselves?
We needed to take a key swatch back to camp in order to connect the two. We'll make sure you have a key swatch to connect any other Loomgates to this one from now on.
Okay, sounds good. So now... No, you tell me you don't get any unique thing? Or do I have to leave camp and come back? I don't remember. But... Oh, no, I had to wait for the quest to end. Okay, because now Sola has something to say.
50 years ago, we could travel hundreds of leagues in an instant. Oh, how far we've fallen since then.
Cashman has something to say. Asman? Some talkie?
So, now that I'm done being frigid and unwelcoming.
You were only lukewarm.
Sure. How about an icebreaker? To get to know each other better.
Sounds fun. What have you got?
Simple. If you were a wild animal, what would you be?
And I chose the Akala, the wolf, the pack animal, over the dragon. Wolves are my favorite animal. And also, as I stated earlier, Brynn likes companionship. She likes having, groups and people to help her and things like that. So she would probably say this anyways.
Ooh. I think I'd be an Akala.
Why is that?
Aggressive, but they hunt in packs with close bonds. I love adventuring, but a kick-ass team is what makes it meaningful.
Huh. I like that.
And yourself? What animal would you be?
An Eastern Reef Crake.
A crake? Somehow I pictured fewer tentacles and destroyed ships in your wake.
You're thinking of the big ones. An Eastern Reef Crake is pretty small and harmless. But all crakes are misunderstood. They are incredibly intelligent creatures. And they diligently protect their eggs. They actually only attack when their nest is under threat. So yeah, I'd be a crake. Happily living underwater.
Crake. Okay. the Solas tie into?
I hope I'm not prying by bringing this up, but Dharm and Arya told me about your last band.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like it was pretty rough.
It wasn't great, that's for sure. I mean, I gave up everything I knew to become a weaver. And it only took a couple of weeks for me to realize I had chased the wrong caravan out of town. All that band did was drink and fight. I stuck around, thinking I might be able to make a difference if I became point, but Aaron chose someone else to take his place in the end.
You're in better hands now. I promise. Even though I'm sure your last few days with us have been a lot. Do you have any regrets about leaving?
Yes, this has nothing to do with the choice I made earlier. I wonder if it's not every time. I'm gonna have to remember to put Dom's thing that he says in this video. I probably won't remember, but it'll be in the other one. Yeah, I had a friend.
I did have one friend in the band, Pelagia. She was their enchantress. She was actually the one who convinced Aaron to let me join them. Due to the nature of my departure, I wasn't able to say goodbye. I thought I would send her a letter the next time we stopped in a town.
Then we tumbled through the veil.
Yeah. I don't know what she must think of me.
If she's a true friend, she'll understand.
I hope so. Friends like her are rare.
That's what makes them special.
Yes, I don't know when the triggers happen so that they get their dialogue responses.
Maybe I should take up jogging. I might save the life of whoever needs to rescue next.
That's another one that we don't really have control over. That's in response to Oria getting injured. Yep, that was it for the Loomgates. It is now active and we can fast travel. Well, not yet. We got to start the next mission. We'll be able to fast travel to next place. Not the next place. The current place.